Hey, welcome back. This is the KANU Chronicles. I'm your host, Nate, aka Crash, and you're listening to episode 222. That's deuce. Like 222. 222, baby. So yeah, welcome you guys, everybody, you, yourself. Thank you for listening. If you're new to the podcast, thank you for checking me out. If you're a return listener, thank you for your continued listening and everything else. I appreciate it. And shout out to you guys, whatever you're listening on, whatever platform. Shout out to Stitcher listeners, Google Play listeners, Castbox, iTunes, and TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio. Thank you guys for listening, whatever platform you're listening. And most of all, thanks to to Podbean, excuse me. Oh man, don't do this to me now. Just get the hiccups out of nowhere, man. Sorry. Yeah, thank you, and shout out to Podbean, where I host the podcast. Thank you, guys. So, just getting it going a little earlier. By the time you listen, this is already going to be a few days later, most likely. But I'm recording a little bit earlier than I have recently. Not that it matters, but just to give you, just so you know what kind of timeline I guess it is. Yeah, it's late night going into Halloween morning, just after midnight, so just freshly into the Halloween morning, to be technical. The night goes to morning. October 31st. Hope you guys enjoy Halloween if that's what you do. I will be working, that's what I do. So yeah, that's about it. Real quick, let me get it out of the way. If you are looking to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at KANU Chronicles, just as it's spelled here. And on Instagram, you could look up GRTN8, Great Nate, and follow me there too. So get that out of the way. And if you haven't already, you could also subscribe to my YouTube channel, where the podcast is. It's just audio though, there's no video, but I do have other videos on there, of course, some other stuff, and I'm desperately trying to put some more up soon. Yeah, you can check out the KANU Chronicles YouTube, subscribe, and, check it out. I got a variety of stuff. I got, some older stuff from VHS I put up there from years ago. I have videos myself that I've done, some stuff is like food review, some stuff is stuff I did on the street, like talking to people, back in the day we did some of that. And a couple recent ones, I've just me talking about the Steelers, what's going on, week to week. But I'm not a huge, I haven't been a big time YouTuber, so I don't, I should have way more on there as long as I've been on there, but, I'm not the only one, so that's what's up. But, so yeah, just covering all that, guys. So yeah, thanks again. So to get into, I'm going to get into some sports talk. I usually cover sports a lot here and there. Mostly teams I like, particularly the Steelers, I'll talk about. But in this one, I'm not, we'll talk a little bit about them, of course, but right now, I just want to get into baseball. The last day is today. Baseball game, World Series of the Astros and the Nationals. Game 7 in Houston. And I didn't watch any of the game. I watched none of the series of any of it. So I know it's like, well, what do you got an opinion for? Yeah, whatever. But yeah, I do try to pay attention though, so I've been keeping track. Now, if you've listened to this podcast, you will know that I'm not a Houston fan, so definitely was pulling for the Nationals when it comes to this. And they came through and won their first World Series tonight, and they won 6-2 in a stunner. Definitely a stunner, and probably kind of one for the ages. If you're a baseball person, I would definitely say it has to be kind of up there. Yeah, I was really excited. Definitely. I wish I did get to watch. I would have loved to have watched this series, honestly, and maybe some of the playoffs overall. I think this was, definitely. You gotta, you can't be too mad. I mean, it's great and refreshing that, again, in baseball at least, we have a new winner, new team, and even the matchup was, even though Houston won just recently, but it still is something different. So it's been over the years recently. Actually, for a good bit of time now. Really, pretty much you can go back to 2000, maybe even some years before a little bit, but yeah, for the last almost 20 years, I mean, there has been a pretty good variety of winners, and there hasn't been any real dynasties. I mean, I'd say the closest dynasty over that timeline would be probably Boston, but they only had, I think they did have a back-to-back, not that that's anything to sneeze at or overlook, but I do think they had a back-to-back. But either way, they've won, I'd say, yeah, probably out of that timeline, they probably won the most. They're pretty right up there. I think they got 4? They got 4 now in this recent, ever since they had that big drought forever and ever and ever. I think they have 4, right? Either way, pretty impressive. I think next behind them, pretty close, the one you wouldn't think of or you forget about easily now, but the Giants, they snapped, they grabbed up 3 themselves. We forget, but just go ahead and look. You'll remember. It'll come to you. You'll see real well. If it doesn't come, you can look it up. But yeah, they won 3. A little bit ago now. But that was a real. They really came out of nowhere at the time. But yeah, they grabbed those up. And then the rest, it's pretty much between those two teams. And then, so if that's the case, if my numbers are right, and I think I'm pretty right on, but, that's seven World Series right there between two teams. And then, yeah, the rest are one-offs. And maybe the Cardinals, though, too. The Cardinals, I think they got 2 or 3 in the timeline, if I'm not mistaken. I'm on my way home. I think I might look that up tonight just for the hell of it. Just to know, just to refresh myself. But yeah, so anyways, I did, however, catch the critical moment, or around that critical moment. Tonight's game was, Houston had a pretty good control for a while. Actually, up until that 7th inning, they ended up 2-0. And Nationals got a little bit of luck, and they got a solo home run off Greinke. I forget the player, but solo home run, and then Houston got a little, I mean, rightfully so, I guess, but they pulled Greinke, and they put another guy in. I think his name is Harris or something, and he unfortunately ended up I think he intentionally walked one guy, and the next guy, if I'm not mistaken, the next batter up, and I'm sorry if I'm not naming names and I'm not giving you this expert analysis type playback here, but that's the way this podcast is. I don't, if you've listened to me, you already know I've said this, but yeah, I'm not. I will talk some sports and stuff, and I feel like I know my stuff pretty good, but please don't listen to this podcast like holding me up there with some of your other favorite sports podcasts, perhaps, or programs. I'm not, don't expect that kind of commentary with perfect knowledge or remembering the players and all that. I'm gonna fumble around here and there sometimes, so just letting you know that, just in case if you happen to stumble into this and whatever, if you're just thinking it's gonna be like that, just no, it's gonna be, I'm like your buddy, I'm like, I'm just like your friend trying to give you his own recap, I guess. I don't know if that illustrates it to you a little bit, but so anyways, they basically got they kind of overthought themselves maybe. So the next guy comes up, bangs one off, and he hits a homer, and so 2-run score, and boom, out of nowhere, Nationals are up 3-2, and then it just kept getting a little worse. They got some guys on base, but thankfully, for Houston's sake, they were able to recover, and or they were able to get out of that inning without anybody else scoring, and then it just went from there. Obviously that was the 7th, so I think the next runs, I'm not sure where the next runs were scored, if it was the 8th or 9th. I'll have to look that up, but it doesn't matter. They got ahead and it just didn't stop, and it ended 6-2, and Nationals get their first title. And this is the cool stat, which I'm sure you already heard by now, but basically comes out to it. I don't know if anybody else if this has ever happened. Seems like it would after all these years, but maybe it hasn't. But in this particular series, neither team won at home. Either way, none of the games, nobody won at home. So that's really something else. But so kudos, congrats to the Nationals, and I'm just really thrilled because I just don't like Houston. I have a silly story, not silly, but just my reasons, not like the biggest reason, or I'm not like I wasn't a fan of some team that had some big problem with them, but no, my reasoning, it starts with Houston. It's my first baseball game ever was the Dodgers versus Houston, and Houston won, so it started me not liking them. So it goes way back. Plus, this is the 80s that I'm talking about, and so really had an ugly uniform back then. If anybody knows, famously, they had one of the ugliest uniforms in sports. Now it almost, I have to say, it almost looks kind of cool, the old school. Like, it isn't cool, but it's like, it's nostalgic because of that, you know? No, now their uniforms are fine. They're not really, I couldn't say, oh, they're so ugly. I may not care for their colors, but, yeah, so whatever. That's, and again, I'm talking shit on the uniform. It isn't just that, like I said, they beat my Dodgers. That just started me being like, you know, I don't like that team, you know, as a little kid. Yeah, but this is the thing. It went on. It wasn't, I don't know. I guess it just stayed with me a little bit, but it wasn't even just that. It seemed like from there on, I remember at some points maybe the Dodgers playing them again, and, you know, maybe it was just when I would see it, and they seemed to have lost to them, and then I became a Pirates fan because I grew up, got to move back there, and I got to enjoy the Pirates, and the same thing happened to them, you know, seemingly, you know, they play Houston and they'd lose or whatever. So they became like a nag to me, even though they really meant nothing. They never, you know, they were for years laughing stock to the league in a way. I don't remember in those days how well they did either, but I know they didn't win. So, like, they didn't win a championship up until this recent. I believe that was their first as well. So, but they were just, they were just kind of, you know, kind of bullied around. They were kind of that team. People didn't think much of them. So, at least that's what I remember. You know what I mean? There was, and I know I'm not wrong, you know, but that was kind of the thing. But, you know, now they've earned their respect. Ever since they got to the American League and whatever else they did organizationally, you know, they're a very good team, and that's why when I say I don't like them or I hate them, you know, I just try to clear that out, because it's like, hey, you know, these guys that are playing for them right now, and any of them, I cannot sit there and tell you a player. I don't have it where it's like, oh, I hate that guy, or, you know, I don't have that. So they're good. Like, they're good. I'm not going to lie. Like, they are a good team, of course. So now, on the other hand, the Nationals, I'm not, haven't been a fan of them, of course, but I don't have any feelings either way. But I'm just, that's good. I'm happy for underdogs winning, or teams that people aren't looking for them to win. Now, the Nationals have been, they have been looked at here for some time to be a team that's going to finally get over the hump. Or actually, they've been looking at them to get to the World Series. So yeah, it finally happened, and it's huge, man. Good for them. Good for them. Good for DC. That's the first championship team. Well, no, that's right. The Capitals. They did it recently too. So there you go. They got a little bit of, you know, now they got a little something extra for them down there. That's cool. And you know, the Dodgers, for what it's worth, you know, they got beat by them. So hey, you can know, hey, not that it makes it feel any better, but it's like you lost to a good team, and that's that. So yeah, that's what's going on. So that's the end of the baseball season. I'm just happy that I'm happy that it was different, and it was a good. But not only that, it was looked like a good series. So I hope people enjoyed it. Even if you're Houston, don't hang your head too hard. I mean, you played a hell of a team, and I mean, they're probably gonna have a chance to be back again coming up. They, look what they've already done. So it's tough though. It's tough. I know that's going to hurt. And now those fans, they're going to hate the Nationals. So now they'll have somebody to hate as well. This is probably the first time they've had a reason to hate anybody, because like I said, what are you going to hate? If you haven't been good, and if they, I'm talking from years ago, so if you've been a fan for some years with Houston, you haven't had a real, I'm sure there's teams that people didn't like or whatever, but you haven't had a real reason up until now. So we'll see. This will be the reason. So yeah, you better believe from now on when the Nationals come play there, it's going to be some kind of an event. So that's how it goes. Somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. But that's what's up. I'm just pulling up to my spot. Finally. Oh, it just seems forever to get anywhere. So anyways, guys, let me saying all that. Oh, I see a possum in the garbage can. I see you, buddy. Good. Oh, two of those motherfuckers, huh? Oh, shit. So, yeah, good times. But, actually, so I'm going to stop for now, and I'll be picking back up in 2 seconds. Hey, I'm back. Here we go. So, yeah, getting on with the podcast. It's Saturday. Just heading out, doing a little bit of work. So, doing a little roadcast again. Roadcast! Driving down the highway to work while I'm talking. I just made that up, guys. So yeah, it's the weekend. Very, nice day. It's a lot of clouds in the air, but it's like pretty clouds, not any big storm clouds or anything like that. But 82 degrees, still got that summer feel kind of, but getting kind of chilly at night. 60s and stuff, but still when you have almost a 20 degree drop, you feel it. But I'll adjust. We'll survive. And what's going on? We got major sports weekend, of course, coming up as usual. NBA getting in action. You have, of course, the MLB wrapped up. The Nationals had their parade, I believe, today or something like that. I have to look that up. I didn't even look at the pictures, but I saw that they had a parade, I think, already, if I'm not mistaken. So shout out again to the Nationals. Congrats on your first World Series. And, tomorrow's football Sunday, a lot of college action, I'm sure, today. I'm not following college, so I won't be able to speak on that. But you're getting definitely deep into the college season. This is the month. November's a great month leading into the, kind of champion games, if you want to call them, or playoffs. And leading up to the championship in the new year, pre-Super Bowl, which is in February 3rd, I think. That's usually the day. So, there you go. I'm rolling it out for you guys, letting you know what's up. NHL action, too. Let's not forget the NHL. I need to jump on and look at what's going on with that, so I could comment, but it's just the beginning. I did see the Lakers last night a little bit play the Mavericks in Dallas. Pretty much saw the end of the game. I didn't see much else, but they did have some problems with them at times. And, all the way to the end, they ended up having to go to overtime. Thanks to Danny Green putting down a 3-point that saved the night. Otherwise, it was going to be real, not a good look. But, however, they needed that win. I think it was important. A big deal, right now for them. They got to start... they got to start having those kind of wins, man, because, as it goes down, as the season gets on, and especially as things get more critical, you want to be able to draw from those kind of games or know that you could win that, and they should all do that. I mean, they've each respectively played on some great teams. So, just trying to get together. But we'll see, man. I thought, I liked what I saw. I like what I see for the team. I think they got a good lineup. Very strong lineup. So I'm only interested now to know how the depth is. But now that Golden State's in a real kind of bad position and having injuries and obviously loss of different players, especially Kevin Durant himself being a big part of that, and now Steph Curry out with a broken hand, they're about to really get tested as a depth of team. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. It may end up helping them. It may not help them. But it's wide open in the NBA. And don't forget, everybody, the Raptors did win the title. And I don't know what their record, or what they're looking like. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure they're doing well. So I got a lot to catch up on. But just going to mention those things with sports and stuff. Trying to think in music right now. Nothing brand new I could think of to bring up. Just been checking out, Doja Cat. She's coming out with the album. I saw that. If you're into Doja Cat, she's got a song Juicy with Tyga. I think it's Juicy, if I'm not mistaken. Real cool visuals. It's a real great super pop type song with, it's nice. I mean, it's fun. It's candy. It's like good candy, but you can't have too much, I guess. No, I don't know. Yeah, no, I dig Doja Cat. I think she's fun. I like her. Definitely like her. And she's cute, but at the same time, she's got a fun way about her and doesn't take herself serious, way too serious or something. And, she's been, I appreciate seeing artists that have been building their, careers themselves on, the way these platforms are, and it's just, I like that stuff, man. It's inspiring a bit. So, yeah, it's just, it's a trip. It's a trip. I follow, on these social medias and all these different personalities, and it's interesting what you learn about, or, these different people who's popular, and it's so different. Because you'll talk to people that aren't a part of that. They're more reliant still on the old school technology, the TV technology, where for years that was it. If you were famous, you had to be on a TV screen or a film screen, Now you just have to be on a phone screen, Not even a desktop, because people are on desktops, or laptops, but, it's really the phone, though. The phone's dominant. It's taken over. So, which is, it's not great, but it's not bad either. I mean, it's fucking amazing. Anybody can, you can figure out a way to get famous, basically, It may not happen for you, but there's so many opportunities, really, if you allow yourself to look at it that way. It's interesting. So, the YouTube fame, all these different platforms. It's real interesting. So, I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm running out of things to go on with that. I just wanted to, point to that. I'm just driving here and just kind of putting the pieces together. But yeah, it's a wild entertainment world, and that's dominant in my life, because that's what I do when I'm working around. But I need to go get some nature time, get out to the beach. It's long overdue. Haven't gone to a nice new restaurant or anything for a while. That's something I need to do as well. But I've had some great food, though, I have to say, at my new digs. the new film lot. Not gonna mention anything, just, I don't know if I will. I'll just leave it that way. It doesn't really matter, but I like to make it fun, little mystery for you. But no, they have these pasta dishes you can get, whatever you want, however you want to make it, whatever pasta, everything. It's like real catered, But they had like these specials, and this one special was, I think it was linguine, and it was like this green kind of sauce, but creamy sauce, and there was like some pumpkin in there, which doesn't sound right, but trust me, it worked, and shrimp, and just some a couple other things, some tomatoes, I want to say, or it was really good. It was really good. So yeah, I've been getting some great lunch meals, and definitely been spending some money on it, which not what I've been been trying to stay away from that, but since I've been able to make that much more, it's like, well, you might as well enjoy some of that. So yeah, you gotta eat good too. I don't want to just eat junk food all the time, which I'm about to do a little bit of that. But yeah, it's just time for me to get some restaurants, though. There's so many places to eat. I mean, you'll go broke going out to eat out here if you're not careful, but because you'll just want to. There's so much to try, but actually too, I mean, if it's just yourself, not paying for a family, and you're doing pretty decent money-wise, I mean, you can eat well and not totally go broke. You just have to be, kind of choosy with the price range, but there's enough deals, and there's enough range of places that really are, I mean, there's just an awesome range of places and prices, actually. But then there's like kind of a medium, like nowadays, sandwiches around LA, no matter what, even fast food almost, it's all like $10 almost, and to get like a $5 this and that, you gotta look, but you'll find it. I mean, there are fast food. It's not that, like right now I just came from Jack in the Box, which is a big chain, all those, Carl's Jr., McDonald's, you'll get specials there, but if you want to get their fancier burger or this or that, those are going to be, much more. Hell, Arby's now, if you go to Arby's, it's they're the stuff they'll promote, like they got like these big meat burgers for Thanksgiving kind of, style or whatever, or like a steak, there's some kind, petite filet mignon, they're doing like some real, they're just trying to really promote, like, hey, we really are about the meat, and not just roast beef anymore. So their combo is like at least $10, which I would say is probably worth it, but I haven't tried it. But it's not the old days of just some little crappy, half-ass roast beef sandwich, which even those are much better than they were too. And I'd say those combos start still at about 7 or so, or 8. So yeah, it's different. It's different these days, but I like getting their sliders. They have these jalapeno roast beef sliders. They're like, I think they're under $2 a piece. So I'll get that and some fries. I'll end up spending like $6 or like 5 something or whatever. But it satisfies pretty good. I mean, if you're really hungry, it's not going to really probably do it, but if you're able to like just kind of like get a little something in you type thing, I mean, it'll do the job. I mean, it's pretty good. So I like, I mean, those, for whatever reason, the jalapeno roast beef really works. And their cheese, the white cheese, yeah, they're fantastic. They really are good. But yeah, I've liked Arby's forever, man. Quite honestly, I've had them since. Yeah, I started having them when I was a kid back in Pittsburgh. That's where it started for me. I wonder before then. I don't know if I did have them when I was here as a kid. I don't think so. I don't remember it if I did, but But yeah, in Pittsburgh, definitely, that's where it started. But yeah, my friend, his brother worked at the Arby's, so he used to get us these free stamps when they had this promotion going on. Like, you'd had to buy like so many to get these stamps, but he would get, he would just take them. He would just take them and just give them to us. So we were constantly getting free sandwiches, and they were always. We'd have to like make sure to go to different locations so we didn't like mess it up or get caught or whatever. But nobody would say anything. They would just do it. I mean, a couple times though we did go. I think back a couple times in that same day or something, and they just kind of looked at us like, really? Or it was like either way they recognized us, and they were kind of like looking at us like, are you sure? Like, we haven't seen you here buying sandwiches or something. So, and it's like, they know, like, you live around here, so where else are you going or whatever. But we had no problem, man. We did that for like a whole summer or whatever. It was fun. Free sandwiches. It was just living the life. But they were, they were okay. I remember, it was like, oh, Arby's, they're okay. But I'd say, I don't know, I definitely think that their quality is that much better. A lot of them are. Everybody's had to step up, And a lot of times it still has to do with that particular location, and their manager and the crew. If you got at least the right staff and everything else involved with any of those places, yeah, you're going to get a good version of that food, or you should, but that's the whole key. Hold on. Thanks, man. Oh, okay, we're just going here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I gotta stop again, guys, and I'll be back later. Hey guys, it's Sunday night. Getting ready to finish up this podcast at some point here, but just letting you know what's up. But we're just keeping it rolling. Great day for me with my Steelers beating the Colts 26-24. Partially luck with having Vinatieri miss a very big field goal, missing it very terribly. Maybe not by all of his own fault. But, yeah, great game. A lot of back and forth in the game. Pretty much, Colts had probably more control of it at points, but I would say it was pretty even overall. That's why the score isn't, the score tells the tale, I would say. But I'm just in between here. I'm about to watch the Ravens and Patriots. So I'm not going to stay on here real long, but I'm not going to stop the show. I just wanted to give a heads up here where we're at, what's going on. Just chilling on my day off, thank God. Yeah, like I said, I've finally taken off a little more time. Not a whole lot, but, I've had some nice little pieces here and there. More than I've had in a while. So yeah, that's what's going on in my world. But yeah, just hang tight and I'll be back on in a little while. Hey, welcome back. I'm back on. It's Monday morning, so you will be getting this as the usual Tuesday drop. It seems to be probably going to be what I'll be sticking to, guys. So anyways, hope you guys are doing well. So last night I ended up actually just coming home. The bar was like, there just wasn't the staff there. There was just one person, and I wasn't getting any service. And besides that, they weren't even playing the game, the Patriots and Ravens. They were playing the Lakers and Spurs. So I just decided, well, I might as well just try to watch it at home. So I watched what I could. I was having streaming problems, but I said, oh, excuse me, sorry about the burp. But I saw a pretty good amount. Ravens really dominated. They made the Patriots look bad finally. Somebody made them look bad. And yeah, kudos to the Ravens. That was huge, man. That was a really, obviously, not good for the Steelers in a way, but still a very good win. And also should give some hope to the league out there of, maybe this, maybe there's some things teams can do, like the Ravens did, to beat the Patriots. I don't know. That was pretty impressive. I don't know if, I don't know if any teams out there will be able to bring it like that. Maybe we'll see. There's some games left here, so maybe it's we'll see if it has a lasting effect or anything. But yeah, that was a bad loss for the Patriots. I mean, as much as it doesn't really matter because they got so many wins this year right now. Like they're in a really good spot. Of course, Buffalo is kind of hanging around. But they're still not in a bad spot at all. They just have to regroup. But that's still got to be a wake up call, or a reality check type thing. So they might have they might have gotten too lackadaisical in that game, something. Or I would chalk it up. Ravens just were better last night. And definitely came at them the right way. So that was great, man. That's how you take care of an opponent like that. You can't fuck around with them. That was I can't even, as much as it's the Ravens, I don't care, man. That's what's up. Like that's how you're supposed to do that shit, So yeah, the game, I think it was 37-20, if I'm not mistaken, was the final score. Sorry, I'm just going to look. Just making sure. Okay, we're rolling good. Sorry, I'm just dealing with these apps and stuff. Doing it this way, it's a little funky. But, yeah, just on my way into the JOB. Beautiful day, beautiful morning so far. Usual, typical, the California weather. Don't think I haven't seen anything else about the fires, so I think they're in pretty good shape. Although, it might be different for the people affected up there in the different areas. There's quite a few of them that have happened all the way up north too. So there's a little bit of I don't know if it's smoke or this. Could just be general smog too. Probably a mix. It's a little haze in the air. It's not much, but I didn't notice any smell when I walked out my door. I haven't noticed any of that. So it's died. It's definitely died down a lot. So that's good. Hopefully we stay that way. The temperatures are a little cooler. It's only 72, but it is early in the day. It probably won't reach 80, or it might just touch 80 some degrees, So yeah, man, so that's going on. What else? Trying to think, man. I don't have like a bunch of new stuff to talk about per se. I went to trying to think, did I go do anything special? No, there was. Oh, no. I did watch Dolomite yesterday on Netflix, so that was cool. Yeah, man, that was really good, man. Really well done. I have to say, it was really well done. Yeah, if you haven't checked out Dolomite, check it out. It's the new biopic kind of version. Well, yeah. Yeah, I guess it's comedy, of course, because the subject if you know anything about Dolomite, but it's also kind of a biopic, but yeah, I guess it would be. You can't say it is, kind of. But yeah, Eddie Murphy did this movie, and it's an all-star cast, pretty much. You got Wesley Snipes, Lunel, if you don't know, she's a comedian, but she was in Borat years ago, and a few other movies. She's recognizable if once you see her. She has a part playing his auntie, and Craig Robertson, I think, is in it, and Chris Rock, even Snoop Dogg. So it's got a good cast, but it's like really was you could tell they script wise, everything, they just really did a great job, and it was a nice tribute to that guy, and also you could tell like Eddie Murphy and and probably Wesley Snipes for that matter, and everybody involved, but you could tell it was probably a really fun movie for them to do. This was a little like their idol as a kid, especially Eddie. So to get to end up doing his movie, about him, must have been really something. So really cool. You get to learn, about this guy and how he came up with this character Dolomite, and it's fascinating. Rudy Ray Moore, that's the guy that does this. He was an entertainer. Had a lot of, definitely a great story of don't give up. And, no matter, basically don't give up no matter what age you are, essentially. He didn't give up on his dreams. He was, he wasn't successful in his ventures and different things over the years as an entertainer. Seemed like he was always a little off, maybe. With the times or something, and he just gets, without trying to give too much, but he then develops this character Dolomite, and everything goes from there. So that's not giving too much away. I mean, you guys will see the rest of it. It's really cool. Yeah, check it out. It's on Netflix. Probably won't go away. It's there. I think it's their movie. So I'm sure it'll be on there for a while. But yeah, check it out. So that was cool. Yeah, I need to, I need to try to watch some more things. I just, usually don't, which really have no excuse. Because I could watch a movie, I could watch a couple movies a week at least. Even if you're not going to watch much. I mean, I could watch a couple or a few. But, when you're working in it and my life is so much involved with as work, you kind of want to do other things. But even myself, the other things, I'm always kind of on the computer and, doing stuff like that. So it's not like, it's not like I can't still, watch a movie or whatever. So I don't know. It's just my own little habits or whatever I do. So, but yeah, my free time is kind of limited sometimes, as you guys have heard. But it's been a little better. I've been working. I've been working a little bit less, like a day less a week. Pretty much, it's been a day off, and then even the day I've picked up on the weekend, I'm only doing a few hours. So. Yeah, it's been pretty good. It's been it's been great. I'm glad I've gotten that. I'm still a little bit, I still feel like I could use a little more, but it's fine for now, man. I'm just happy that I'm at least, a little more calm pace right now. Plus, the new job is very, it's very chill. The job itself can be that way, but I just think that, just the workflow right now and everything is really like pretty damn good. So, but the hours are hours, and it does add up. So, I gotta be aware of that. And, I'm trying to just be, trying to work a lot, but also try to be mindful too. I got to be careful. not to do too much in a way. But 50 immediate openings, paid training, cement trucks, it looks like. This is on the back of a cement truck, so just throw it out there. 888-498-JOBS. There you go. So if you're out there looking for a job, they're hiring. Yeah, there's always some stuff out there, man. If you're flexible, if you have a flexible attitude, there's always some work. Doesn't mean it's going to be what you want, but hey, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. So, and you never know, you might end up finding that job that you end up liking. You're like, oh, this isn't bad. But yeah, we're just sitting in traffic. That's all this guy's doing. He's getting paid. Yeah, they get paid. I'm sure they get paid pretty good. Oh my God. So, what else? Sports. I think the Lakers won last night, if I'm not mistaken. So they seem to be moving along accordingly. So that's really good. They definitely been looked upon to be really a special team, and so far it's looking that way. They're just obviously just learning each other that much more, and it's a good start. So that's very positive. I mean, if you're starting out this good and you're still needing to learn each other, and that's a really positive sign. So especially in this competition right now, it's no joke out there, so that's pretty big. It's still, it's super early. There's I think teams have played 6-7 games. I don't know if any more than that, but yeah, it's not, we're talking we're in a week or 2 weeks in, barely, something like that. Oh man, what do we got? We got all this traffic up here. I'm fine though. At least I got here early. I'm down here pretty early, so I should be all right. I just got to the bathroom. Man, I hate that. It's not often though. Been pretty good lately, but yeah, I'm feeling it today. Feeling it. So, trying to think what else is cracking. Yeah, NBA action. Like I said, it was that. We got another team. If I didn't mention them already, I think I did a little bit, but they won again, but really dominant win. But look out for the Miami Heat making some noise. There goes that. So, yeah, look out for the Heat. They're really making some noise. I mean, it's early, but I don't know if they're a team that people quite knew or looked at. I'm sure that people know the drafts and all that stuff would probably have said yeah, but yeah, they had a pretty big win. Let me see who it was. Give me a second to pull these things up. Oh, man. Okay, so we got, sorry, with the pause there. Got the Cowboys and Giants tonight, Monday Night Football. I forgot to mention that. They're playing at the Meadowlands. See how that game goes. Yeah, the Heat beat the Rockets 129-100, and it was at home in Miami. So yeah, that's a huge win. Because the Rockets, they're supposed to be that much better or whatever, but I don't know. I think they're a little rough right now. I don't know if that experiment's going to work out. Sometimes that's the thing. Teams, you think you're going to make that move, and it doesn't always translate. And also, man, they've been playing. They've been. Their chances might have just run out too. Maybe it's just. We'll see. I mean, it's early, guys. I'm being ahead of it, but I'm just saying. They had 5 years at least of chances against Golden State and whoever. Couldn't quite get over it, so it just may be what it is. Nothing you could do about that. Bulls and Pacers. Pacers 108, Bulls 95. Knicks losing to the Sacramento Kings. Lakers win 103-96, solid, good win. Mavericks beating up the Cavaliers 131-111. And Clippers finishing with the win over the Utah Jazz 105-94. So, pretty cool start. A lot of interesting, some teams out there. We'll see what happens. Got a lot of games left, of course, very early. Just the very beginning here, guys. But, yeah, the Clippers looking very consistent. Definitely looks like a high possibility of a good rivalry with them and the Lakers for sure. Now that Golden State, so far, they're out of the picture because they're terrible. So, yeah, they might really fall off hard this year, quite honestly. And, yeah, it'll be bad. Talk about a drop. We'll see, man. I mean, maybe they won't. Maybe they'll figure out something, but it's not looking good at all. But, you can't have all those changes happen, plus injuries, plus more or less, the league catching up to you. There's a lot of that. There's a lot more capable teams, younger legs coming in. It changes. And, they've accumulated so many games together over the past few years. That's why you're seeing breakdowns happen finally, You're not going to be able to sustain, to be like that dominant without something coming through. So, that's just it. That is just what it is, man. But, finally got out of that traffic. Thank God. Got some movement going here. Over, cool. Thank you. All right. Let's deal with some decent drivers, hopefully. Yeah, not too bad. Oh, man. So, yeah, I'm already looking forward to getting off work today. Right now, I'm already feeling it. I'm just like, but it'll all be good. I'm trying to think what else I was going to talk about a bit. Yeah, not too much. I mean, there's a whole lot of news stuff, but I'm not up for that right now. Not really feeling it. But, no, I think, guys, I'm going to wrap up pretty much, at least for now. So I'll be back in a little while.